morning. It is July 2nd, 2024 at 6:02 a.m. It is Sam hanging out with you from the Roula and Rain Show on 104.1 KRVE. I'm looking at the weather. I feel like that's like the most basic information to talk about, but really, I mean, there's a Cat 5 hurricane. I keep hearing people say barrel for that, B-E-R-Y-L. So if I'm not saying it correctly, please let me know, but I keep listening to all the weather reports and I'm like, barrel? Okay, so Cat 5 hurricane barrel. How close could it get to Houston? It is definitely hot. You can expect Thursday to be extremely hot, and we're hoping that the heat from Houston will hopefully not allow this hurricane to hit us. I'm keeping you updated, looking at Click to Houston. Yesterday was the hottest day of the year, reaching 99. Today is supposed to be extremely hot again. Real feel 104, 108. And there's a heat advisory in the northern and eastern cities of the surrounding areas of Houston. But there's a lot going on. So make sure that if you have prepped for your hurricane, make sure you have your waters, your canned food, your flashlights, candles, radio, all of that good stuff. I would absolutely make sure you have that all ready, just because still trying to see what exactly is going on with this hurricane. Because I'm still trying to get the answers. I'm not quite sure exactly when it's supposed to be hitting us, if it's supposed to be hitting us. I think it's kind of just like a wait and see. But we should hopefully know more tomorrow. But I will keep you updated as much as I possibly can. And that is the Hurricane 5 barrel that is happening right now is what I'm referring to. And if you have any information, always love when you send me things. KRVE's text line 37530. But I got a lot going on for you this morning with the Roula and Ryan show. Hooking you up with Olivia Rodrigo tickets coming up at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m. It's going to be a key word to text. So don't you worry. I will tell you that next break on what exactly you need to know about the Olivia Rodrigo concert that KRBE is hooking you up. Let's get back to the Roula and Ryan show. After Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, hobbies that are red flags. Like if you're dating someone and they're like, oh yeah, this is my hobby. Is that really a red flag? I mean, I like red flags. Feel like it keeps it interesting. But we're going to get to that next. It is Cruel Summer, Taylor Swift on the Roula and Ryan show on 104.1 KRBE.
People online are talking about hobbies that are red flags. I want to read some to you guys.
Oh, all right. I want to hear this.
Now, Sam, what did you say about Sam?
Sam likes to run towards red flags. That is an incentive for her in her dating days.
You
if
seek
it was a
out
red
trouble.
flag, she would run towards it.
So these are red flags when it comes to hobbies.
Hobbies.
Let's see how many of my exes had these.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Would you date somebody and they love to prank people? Like mean-spirited pranks on people? That's the number one.
Who's got the time?
Yeah, no.
You
That's
also
too much
have to
time on
know.
your hands.
You have to
Just
know.
being mean? It's like, why be mean?
You have to know your mate too. Like if you are dating somebody that absolutely hates practical jokes, that'd be a bad thing.
That's number one. Now, being obsessed with celebrity culture, like that's all they do is worship Kim Kardashian.
Like, what's Travis and Taylor doing right now? What's Taylor and
I
Travis
would
doing
think
now?
that's a kind of shallow person.
I'm
I
following
probably
their
wouldn't be
jet like
into
that
them.
kid.
I don't think that's
Like
Big deal.
if that's their whole world 24/7.
Well, if they like it, though, they're not hurting anybody.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear about it.
So let's put that
all
in
day
perspective.
long.
You have
But
a
if you love them, you
sister-in-law
will.
who
You
loves
just-
Bravo shows, and she'll go to BravoCon. Like, would you call that being obsessed with celebrity culture? Or that's just a
No,
a
that's just
liking
being a
that you
fan.
have?
That's like their thing they love.
That's
I
just
would
being-
consider
Right.
that as a hobby, though.
That's
That's a
Because
hobby.
you're going
Yeah, I see
yeah.
your
a
point.
convention
yes.
of that.
That
like
is a hobby.
Comic-Con,
They like to have
things like
fun
that.
with it. It's better than, a lot of things on this list. It could be.
They don't
Yeah.
like sports. They like this.
Yeah, like about sports. Sports is
yeah.
That's not
it's
really
a hobby.
hurting
Only if it
anybody.
gets in the way. Like if there's like a breakup story about some big celebrity couple and it ruins them for that day and they can't leave their house, that's a problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
that ruins you. That's
Sam makes a
pretty
great
bad.
point, though. A lot of guys can't leave their house on Sunday. Football's all day.
Oh yeah, they're like
So-
They gotta watch college football on Saturday.
Right. Or they get really, really mad and they're like,
Yeah, they're ruined for the whole day.
that's true.
Like
They're
I,
actually doing something. They're talking about like people like, oh, Kim Kardashian had a bad day.
what are they doing?
Oh,
They're
I
sitting there
didn't
with their
mean
fat
that.
ass
What's the
just watching
difference?
Yeah, what's the
TV.
difference?
There's really no difference.
Just because it's a
One
woman
is a
doing it.
tournament, and the other is just somebody's pretending to be real.
What?
No.
You know, like
No, if you really look up to a celebrity, and
NFL's
the
scripted.
story
Everyone
comes
talks
out
about it.
that
We all
they
know it's
are-
scripted.
What now?
Yeah, look at the Super Bowl.
It's just
oh,
Google.
no,
Just
you're
Google.
You're going to be one of those conspiracy nuts. It was all planned.
I'm
it's
saying
all
if you were
go
really
scripted.
down that
into a
rabbit
celebrity,
hole.
Ryan, and you found out that person, got sick or had some problem in their life or broke up with their mate that you love them with so much.
Like we do Scoop
It
3
takes-
times a day.
Yes, it
we don't
takes
do
over their
sports,
lives.
Sports.
We don't do
updates.
any sports talk. We do entertainment talk all the time on this show. We do almost no sports talk unless it's our teams in it.
Yep, like the
Yeah,
Astros.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
If he's obsessed with politics, or she, That's one of the red flag.
And it's not
hobbies.
your side of politics.
Well,
that's a problem.
what if you're both obsessed with it and you're on the same side?
Well, then it's not really. You both have it.
Yeah.
It's not a red flag.
It's not a red flag. But if you're with them and that's all they talk about,
It can
Yeah.
be exhausting.
that'd be annoying. It's like
That's
especially when-
probably breakup worthy, especially if they're not on your side. You know, we've talked to people who are opposite sides
That
of the
they make
coin
it- they
on
make it
politics,
work.
and they make it work. But if one is so far and they just won't shut up about it, I can see how it wears on the relationship.
I don't know. This one should be number one
Okay.
for hobbies that are red flags. If they're into bullfighting, dogfighting, or anything that harms animals.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
that.
that would be
Dogfighting.
a no.
Bullfighting for some reason is more accepted than dogfighting, which should never be accepted. But bullfighting isn't like a thing, like the matador. And
Yeah, you go to,
and
like-
the bull.
They
then have
kill the
running
bull at
of
the end,
bulls.
Roula.
Do they? I don't.
Even
they
run with
don't
the bulls.
See, do you see
I'm
that
cheering for the
part?
bulls.
Oh, the
Do
running
you
with the
see
bulls.
them kill the bull at the end of
Yeah,
a bullfight?
Put a sword in its head.
Do they?
I think they put all
I've
those.
never seen that.
It's got a bunch of sticks in it.
They
Yeah,
like
to slow it
stab
down.
'em. It's awful.
It's savage.
Really?
Awful.
I
can't.
honestly, for like real life, I have never seen a bullfight. I've never seen it on TV. All I've ever seen a bullfight
I don't think they televise
is from cartoons and all this stuff where the matador has the red fabric and it's like Roula. That is all I've seen of bullfighting. I've never done a dive deep on that. A deep dive on what it is to bullfight and what
Don't-
happens.
Don't
with the
go down
bull.
that rabbit hole. You don't want to watch that one.
No.
And another red flag is collecting controversial stuff, like Ryan talked about. Taxidermy is on this list as well.
Oh, it is.
But like serial killer stuff.
Oh, that's messed
weird.
up.
So that's my thing.
Murderabilia.
If like I know a lot of women love those. That serial killer porn stuff,
Ugh.
podcasts. And
God.
that's not my thing.
Like, for
Serial
instance,
killer porn.
That's what I call it because you guys are into it way.
It's not pornography about serial killers. It's just
you.
it's
It's
just
just-
he calls
that's-
it your
it is.
pornography.
Anything that
It's
glorifies-
serial
Oh
killer
my
facts.
That's what it is.
The-
Sam,
you
you
know,
love it.
the
Murder
morose.
mystery.
Well, no,
That's
I mean-
not my hobby, though.
But what if that was your hobby? Like you're like
I
you
can't
want
go
to
out
go to.
tonight, babe. There's a new episode of blah blah blah. You
But
gotta
it's
watch it on
fascinating
streaming.
because it can
Yeah.
be.
Let's go on vacation to
it can
this
be
place.
Educational.
This place had 10 murders. Let's go to this area and we're going to try and
No, that's
solve
messed
it.
up. That's messed up.
People do that to Dallas. They go there trying to solve the JFK.
What's fascinating because it's a piece of history. But you mentioned like the morose. John Lennon. One of the bullets that killed John Lennon went up for auction this weekend. That's sick. That is sick.
Yeah, if also
Who
that
would
guy
want that?
is showing that off to you, I'm like, I'm
Who
not,
would want that?
not impressed with that.
That's horrible. And by the way, here it is, Roula. Bulls suffer a protracted long death in bullfighting arenas. They're
I said
weakened.
we weren't going to go down that rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
I
Why'd
don't-
you Google
Sorry,
it?
sorry.
Don't.
Just don't
Please.
even.
Next.
Gambling. That's a red flag.
Uh-oh, Eric.
It is. It is.
I'm terrible at gambling.
What was the
Exactly.
gambling skit
You're
on
I'm good
messing
at,
up
I'm good
the
at
money.
blackjack, but prize picks, I love doing it. And, I just pay like $20 here and I won like $100 Friday night.
Uh-huh.
That was cool. But
How
then
much do
I
you think you spent, though, to get that 100?
No, I just spent $20.
Oh, that's it.
I paid
This
$20 and
one time.
But then
This
the,
one time.
Then the next, I made two different types of bets. Then I bet $25 to win $320. I got greedy, trying to go for like 4 parlay. It means I'm trying to need 4 things to happen.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, got 2 out of 4.
What about
so
the
I lost.
SNL skit about the gambling kings?
Oh,
See
yeah.
that? There was a parody skit about, is your friend ruining his life gambling? Is he this close to losing his house? Well, why don't you have fun with that?
Rock Bottom Kings,
Then you
it
can
was
bet
called.
on when he's actually going to hit rock bottom
how's he gonna
and
do
lose
it?
his house.
Is he going to lose his
And how
house? He's
he's
going to
gonna
try
lose his
and
house.
set his house on fire? What's he going to do to make up for it? It's Rock Bottom Kings.
Yes, and,
my
and
God.
having gone to Vegas this weekend through the eyes of a child, I could only imagine what her feedback was going to be. And the first thing she saw, we were walking through the casino to get to our hotel
Slot
elevators.
machines?
She goes, "Mommy, there was a grandma there with a glitter beret on with her little scooter next to her, and she was smoking a cigarette. She just kept hitting those buttons. I wonder how long she's been there. Looks like she's been comfortable for a while." Like,
Oh my
you could tell.
God.
This lady had settled into that slot machine. She had settled in.
That's a dangerous hobby to be.
Okay, coming up
Do with
next,
someone.
there are a lot of people who have been reaching out to us about Walmart and Ryan Chase. In a
Well-
few minutes after the news, you're going to get that
Oh, yeah, I want
story.
to hear about this.
So somebody texted, "Whatever happened with Ryan and Walmart? Just hold on, young Jedi. Have some patience."
We're not going to do that. Sorry. I lied. Ryan did apply for Walmart, by the way, and he said that he got like 5 different interviews, and it was interesting, but he never took the job. So sad. I'm just kidding. He doesn't need it. He's part of the Real and Ryan show.
Playing this listener line call. We're opening up the phones right now at 713-390-KRBE. How would you react in a situation like this? They were on a break, and listen what happened.
My husband and I have been together 21 years. We were separated for a little bit in the beginning of our relationship. He basically left me for, I say, an older woman. During our separation, I was sad, and my friends were like, you need to go out, and I was just like, I can't. And then when I finally did go out, he found out about it, my husband, and he basically came home crying, telling me to let him back into my life. But I actually got pregnant while we were separated. He still wanted to be with me. We did get back together, and we've been together ever since.
Now, let me ask you guys, if any of you were in a situation like that, do you think you could get back with your mate if they got
didn't
pregnant?
cheat.
Like if your wife, you and your wife, Eric, separated, they're on a break, and she got pregnant by somebody else, could you get back together with her?
Don't think I could do that.
Don't think you could.
Do you think
That's a bigger person.
Did they have
than-
other kids together that?
Unless you were tied in that way.
No, I edited it down. They didn't have any other kids.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
no.
really something else.
That's,
And they've been together 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
but you love somebody.
And he was the one that initiated the break,
Yeah.
and she got pregnant on the break.
How would you handle it, Sam, if Mark and you took a break and he knocked up somebody else? Could you get back together with him?
No.
No.
I
You
don't
didn't know it was
think,
a break.
I don't
You
think
don't, there's no
I
cheating.
think right
Absolutely
off,
not.
the instinct is to say no. I think what happened to them is, oh God, we're in this now.
Yeah.
But let's go to Tim, because something similar has happened. Hi, Tim.
Okay.
Please turn your radio down. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Hello.
Hello.
Good
Hey,
morning,
how you
Tim.
guys
Hey,
doing?
Tim.
Hey, we're great. Something like this happened to you?
Yeah, it did. It actually happened to me. We actually became husband and wife. So basically, we were boyfriend and girlfriend. She wasn't sure about what she was going to do. So in the meantime, in between time, I'm like, hey, what's up? Because I wasn't sleeping with anyone.
Uh-huh.
But, she wasn't giving me what I needed. So I was like, all right, cool. I ran into an old girlfriend out and about. We got together. She got pregnant. I didn't know.
Oh.
Me and my girlfriend had got back together, and we were doing awesome.
Oh, no.
And then I get this phone call.
man.
So now I have to break this to her. And I knew it was going to hurt her, but I had to tell her. So I told her. She cried. I cried. And she was like, I'm going to stay. We ended up getting married, but she got pregnant right after that. So
how far apart are your kids?
So you got two kids from two women.
July and August.
One was due in
Yeah.
July, one was due in August. You had babies a month apart. Two different mamas.
A year apart.
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
A year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a year and a month.
A year apart.
Now, are
But
those kids in each other's lives?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That's
Of
awesome.
course.
That's great.
But here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
She got back together with me, but over time I started seeing that she was mistreating my daughter.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
So this, wait, no.
The
She's
original
mistreating your daughter with the
girlfriend-
other woman.
The original girlfriend that you were having an awesome time with until the extra baby mama came into play was mistreating the baby mama's daughter.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So that created
But
tension
here-
in your
but-
marriage.
Oh, it created hell of a tension.
Okay.
It was to the point, I was like, hey, I don't give a who you are.
Mm-hmm.
My kids will be here. You'll be gone before anything. But turned out she was racist because my kids are mixed.
Okay. Now what do you?
So my daughter that I had first, her mom's white.
Okay.
So my second daughter, which mother I married, she's Spanish and black.
Okay.
So she was mistreating the mixed child from the white mom.
Yes.
Okay. And then you
And-
laid
and-
down
and
the
I-
law and said you cannot do this.
Did she stop then, and then you're together, or are you with the other lady?
Well, the first baby mama, I wasn't with. But the second one is the one I married.
Right. Oh
And
yeah,
I
you
stayed
already
married. I stayed married to her for 5 years.
Okay.
It took me 2 years to get a divorce.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
So are they both out of your life? Both women that gave you a child, neither one is with you now?
No,
Okay.
I'm happily married. I got the best thing in the world. I ain't nothing without the one that I have now.
Oh,
How many
Well,
kids?
congrats.
Do you have kids with her?
And guess, no, I don't.
No.
No,
She
you don't.
has 3 kids. I have 3 kids. But her daughters are mine, and my daughters love her.
Oh, that's
Why
good.
not?
That's good.
That's good.
And how old are
Yeah.
those girls now, Tim? How old are those baby girls now?
10 and 9.
10 and 9.
I love that
And-
you put the girls first.
Yeah, me too.
But you said 3 children.
Maybe one
So I have
earlier.
a son that's 27.
Oh, okay. Son from previous.
So
Okay.
did the girls live primarily?
47 or 27?
27.
27. At 27.
Okay.
right?
I
Is
heard
this-
47
Okay,
too,
yeah.
and I was like, what
Not
is
in
wrong with
27.
this kid?
And one more question for
Thank
you,
you.
Tim. The woman
Clarifying.
that you had the first baby with, the separation baby, do you have a good relationship with her, or is she just meaning with your custody of the child? Like, are you having tension with the baby mamas with custody of the kids, or is it pretty even for you guys?
No, I don't have an issue when it comes to my kids. I get my kids whenever I want them.
That's cool.
But of course it's the regular. Everybody, wants child support. No issue.
Got it.
But as far as the communication, that's a whole nother issue. Because she had drug problems.
Oh, wow.
That was something that I didn't know about, and
How did she even
it's a
have
mess.
custody if she had drug problems? How did she have custody of your child?
You know what? I didn't find out. She was kind of missing for like 2 years
Oh my God.
because the only thing that I was worried about was my child.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know if you had a boyfriend. I didn't care. As long as I can see my child, I'm good. So she lives with her parents, and she still lives with her parents.
Got it.
Man,
Okay.
you got some stories, man. You got some
do.
history.
For anybody driving, thinking that the biggest stress in their life is, they want to lose 10 pounds or maybe think of see what Tim's been juggling for all these years.
But you
My
sound
gosh.
you sound like a stand-up guy, so
Last 10
I'm
years.
glad that you're in your kids' lives. I'm
I bet that
glad that you're
sucked.
a good dad.
It's almost like a soap opera of your life because you finally found love and
definitely.
then something happened.
Right.
It could have
It definitely-
broken it up with the baby being
It
born.
definitely is a soap opera.
True Crime Tuesday at 713-390
Hopefully
KRVE.
we'll know.
We've gotten some pretty unbelievable stories when it comes to how people are connected to crime, even if maybe you are the one that committed a crime. Crime documentaries are the thing. Everything on
Oh, yeah.
streaming, everyone's all about those true
Podcasts.
crime documentaries, the podcast. We thought, you know what, this is such a popular thing. People love talking about this. How many people that listen to our show are connected in
7.5
some
million
way?
people here.
Yeah.
There's bound to be
Somebody's
some.
bound to have something. So let's go to Sarah. We're going to start off with Sarah first. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good
Sarah.
morning.
Okay, tell us your True Crime Tuesday story.
Well, I went to school. I've grown up here in Houston, and I remember when I was in 5th grade, there was a boyfriend I had, and he would walk me home from school. I knew he was from a broken home. He had like several brothers and a sister. I was really good friends with his sister. Anyhow, they moved out of town because I know that the mom and the dad were having issues, but they moved to Dallas, and then I heard nothing else from them. Years went by, and like maybe 5 years ago, I decided to look him up. I Googled him, and what came up was that his older brother had a girlfriend that lived with all the brothers lived there together. There were 4 of them, and one of them, the older brother, went out of town, and the girlfriend was there, and I guess they didn't get along with the brothers, and the brothers ended up murdering his girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they strangled her, and they kept her deceased body in the apartment. This is all on the internet. You can find it.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
later they she was decapitated. and
Oh,
they,
my gosh.
So this guy that protected you walked you home.
yeah,
ended up
so
doing this.
they
Grew up to be a murderer.
They,
Brutal.
yeah, it was pretty terrible, and they got life in prison. So
Did it
and
make
it's
All
in
you-
four
November.
brothers. All 4 brothers got life in prison.
Two of the brothers,
Okay.
the ones that actually committed the crime, and then there was a younger brother there that witnessed it, so he testified against his
Oh,
brothers.
wow.
So the 5th grade boyfriend that you had, which of the brothers was he? The actual murderer or the witness, or which one was he?
He was one of the murderers.
Oh,
He was one of the murderers. So now, did you start running it through your head? Like, wow, were there any signs back then?
Well, I mean, they were 5th graders.
I know,
Well,
but, you know.
he was a little rough around the edges. Like, you could tell that he'd come from a bad home, like, a broken home. The dad was abusive, so, I felt like ultimately that's probably where it would have ended up.
Contributing factor.
God,
Yeah.
so they had this girl in the apartment for how long, Sarah?
cut her
How
head
long
off.
before the murder was discovered?
I don't remember exactly, but the reason they caught them is because they dumped the body in one place and they dumped the head in another.
Oh, God.
And
Thanks for asking, Roula.
I know.
I'm always curious to know when
There's my
Kevin, when he said they
breakfast.
lived in there. Wasn't there some story last week about a guy who lived with his deceased wife for 6 years?
Ew.
And that kind of
Ew,
murder, like,
smell.
you know what I mean? Like when you shoot somebody,
Like, you
compared to like
know
stabbing
this
or
person.
strangulation, you're
Yeah.
to take someone's life. And you're-
Slowly like
so
that.
with your hands.
brutal, so violent.
You should
Oh
get
my
That is
life.
super violent.
Sarah, what a crazy connection to a brutal crime.
It's such a that is horrible.
I got the chills now. Sarah, thanks for sharing your story. Hey, we asked for it, didn't
Just
we?
out of curiosity, I Googled this. How many violent crimes are there in America every year? About 1,300,000. Isn't that crazy?
That sounds like too many.
1,300,000 violent crimes per year.
It doesn't mean murder, just
Oh,
crimes.
just-
Just a violent crime. Yeah.
Well,
But there's how many?
I feel like all
350
crimes
million
are violent.
people.
It's a crime.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes
Somebody will be like,
sense.
well, that's not very much. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a lot to me.
One is
Right.
too
million?
many.
Okay, we're
Awful.
asking the question on True Crime Tuesday. How are you connected to a crime in any way, shape, or form? Sarah called in. The boy she knew in the 5th grade that used to walk her home and was like her, quote, boyfriend, and ended up growing up to be a murderer. A brutal
murder.
murder. He's life in prison.
Brother's girlfriend.
Decapitated.
Not even your own girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, Freddie is up next. He's connected to something, and I
Wow.
understand this is a national story. Hi, Freddie. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Freddie?
you.
What's your true crime
Big fan.
connection, sir? Oh, thank you for being a. Oh, I should hold on. Let me say that again so we can really absorb that. What were you saying, Freddie? Before I was talking over you.
I'm a big fan. I listen to you guys every morning.
Well, we really appreciate that. Just wanted to
Well, hopefully this
let
story
that
isn't
break.
about you then, because I feel weird if I.
Like, wow, thank you so
I
much.
murdered 5 people. Well,
What is the national story
No.
that you are connected to?
You know the Jodi Arias story.
Oh, yeah, the
Happened
Jodi
out in
Arias
Arizona.
case.
it sounds
She's
familiar.
where she
Yeah,
murdered
yeah,
her
it was
boyfriend,
huge.
right? And they
But she was
weren't sure
exonerated.
Yes,
if they murdered
Travis.
It was Travis was his name. There's a whole thing on CNN about it. I
Okay.
watched.
Didn't she get away with it, though?
Yeah. They didn't. She didn't get away
No,
with it.
they did get
She
her.
went to jail.
Yeah.
She's still in jail now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I was, I'm a huge fan of like true crime shows and all that. So I would always watch that stuff, So when it all happened, I was into it. I would watch it, whatever would come on about it on TV. And years later, come to find out, I'm actually the main prosecutor's nephew. He's my uncle,
Oh, no way. So you
Oh,
got
cool.
which is crazy.
He never told you that he was
Yeah.
doing that case?
No, I didn't know he was my uncle.
Oh,
that's the
how'd
crazy
that
part.
happen? How'd you not know y'all were
About-
related?
So my dad, he had a huge secret that he had an entire different father, and that man had like 8 others, kids.
Oh wow.
So we never knew that. We always thought his dad was somebody else.
Did you get?
And then we kind of.
So when you
Yeah,
found
he did
out,
that
then did
first.
you get to go meet him and talk about the case and stuff, or did you?
Well, we actually we did go to. Well, most of his family is in California, of that family. So we did go meet some of the aunts and uncles that are out there. But he actually lives in Arizona, so he wasn't there. But we did meet some of the other, his brothers and sisters, and they told us about it, and they actually gave us some different documentaries and stuff that they had on the case and stuff too, because they thought it was interesting.
do you know if he worked only on
as
that
well.
case? Like, I'm always curious with prosecutors because I know you have to
You got to
take
have
so many
multiple
cases, but
things happen.
that's a big case. Like, do they say? You probably wouldn't know that, but I'm just curious. Like prosecutors, maybe someone
Yeah.
listening right now, do you get like a big case like that? Is that all you focus on, and you don't focus on any other cases that
Right.
you have? Do you pass it to someone else? Like, how does that work?
37530 for prosecutors to text us with that answer.
Yeah,
Right.
It was a big
Freddie,
case,
wow,
y'all.
that's crazy.
So-
Your uncle was the prosecutor in the Jodi Arias case, where she is now serving a life term for not just killing her boyfriend.
Oh.
She stabbed him like 42 times after she.
At the time of his murder, he sustained 27 stab wounds, a slit
what it
throat,
was,
and a
27.
gunshot wound to the forehead. And she claimed it was self-defense.
Right. It
maybe
was-
like maybe
Yeah.
the first 4 stabbings.
right.
Yeah,
And a lot of people were torn on
Yeah,
that.
it was a crazy murder. Yeah, so it was kind of crazy. Just when I found out that I was somehow, related to.
Then you see him on
tied to
TV
that.
and the
Especially when you watch
documentaries.
that stuff. Yeah.
Right.
You're like, oh
Yeah,
my
because
gosh.
then I can see all that shows and documentary. I can actually see my my uncle, and he has a lot of the same mannerisms my dad has. And stuff.
wow.
So that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Freddie.
very interesting.
Well, let us know how it is
For
in
our
the next
family.
family
A
gathering.
little shocking.
And I'll be asking them all the
Right.
questions and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, Freddie. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.